Hey guys, it's Stephen here back with another match preview as Sheffield United head to the Etihad Stadium and take on our glorious Manchester City Football Club. Today I'm going to preview the game, go through all the team news, talk about Guardiola's quotes from the press conference, look a little bit at Sheffield United in general, and of course try and predict the lineup and the score. I hope you're all well today. Don't forget as well, if you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. I'm getting so close to 50,000 subscribers. I really want to hit that milestone nice and soon. So if you don't mind doing a big blue a favour, hit that big subscribe button, and also don't forget to leave comments and likes and all the usual stuff down below. So today, let's get on to this game. It's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, straight away, it's top versus bottom. It's Manchester City at the top of the pile, down against Sheffield United, currently down at the very bottom of the pile, which makes me nervous. Weirdly, games like this make me nervous. They shouldn't do. I guess form and history suggest that Manchester City are very much the favourites here, rightfully so. But of course, when you're playing a team down at the bottom, you've got absolutely nothing to lose and have just beaten a title rival, then you start to get a little bit nervous and a little bit like, ooh, a bit edgy about this result. And I don't think that's even unrealistic. Of course, though, we have to be very, very realistic. We have won 11 in a row, and all odds and stats suggest Manchester City should be winning 12 games in a row here. But it ain't that easy. And it isn't that simple at all. I mean, it's a very, very important game given the United's loss against Sheffield United. Also given Liverpool's very confidence-boosting win as well yesterday against Spurs. I mean, Liverpool I still see as a very big threat to Manchester City. But if we win this game and we maintain our 7-point lead and go 4 points clear of United, eventually with the game in hand and so on, then we can feel like we're in a very, very good place. Guardiola, though, is a little bit apprehensive naturally. He's a cautious man. He said this about Sheffield United. All I can say is what I said before the United game. They're a lively team. A team that is alive from their body language. That is not easy with the results they got. And that speaks incredibly well about Chris Wilder, his staff and the players. The United result speaks for itself. Everybody knows how difficult it is to win at Old Trafford. And I think the reason why they are still a team and alive is because they are together for a long time and believe. Sheffield United has always been uncomfortable for us. I'm a little concerned about the game tomorrow. Guardiola very open there. And he's right? One thing you'll get from Sheffield United, regardless, is like they're going to battle. They're going to work so fucking hard. They're going to run. And of course, you remember the game where Kyle Walker scored the winner. That wasn't easy. City are in a better form since then, but that wasn't easy at all. And Sheffield United recently have had a few reasons to feel positive. So this is not going to be easy. Guardiola also answered a question from our very own Sam Lee, talking about changes that Manchester City have played in the general style. Sam asked him about why did he change it post the United game, and Guardiola said, I didn't like much the way we were playing. We came back to previous seasons with wingers wider and higher and came back to our principles. The rest is the quality of our players. At the beginning, we had to adapt the way we played for the quality of players we had. I tried to find a way, but at the end I felt that wingers wide and high helped us be more stable and have control in many aspects, and the quality of the players do the rest. When we have the ball, we run less. The reason why we didn't play good was because when we had the ball, we ran too much. I think with the ball more, we are more calm and patient, but every game is different. It's interesting to hear what many of us armchair fans, kind of said, that we felt like we weren't having much width. Guardiola basically admitted that himself, like the players were too narrow and everything felt very easy to defend against. But now we have players staying wide, and of course we've got a few tactical changes, but it's all worked very well from Manchester City. There's more quotes as well from Sam Lee, so go and check his Twitter about that. But it's interesting. And it's clearly working that we've gone back to our old principles. I don't blame Guardiola for trying something different. I feel like he had to, and I understand that, new ideas take a bit of time, so he went for it. It didn't work, but back to where we are. But overall, it's kind of working now, so don't blame him at all. Interesting to hear him open up, though, about the changes tactically, and a good question from our Assembly as well. In terms of the team news, well, unfortunately, no Sergio Aguero. Guardiola said he can't rejoin the squad until he tests negative for COVID-19. So, we don't know when we're going to be waiting for that. We don't know, obviously, how soon that could be. Fingers crossed it'll be the next week or so. Obviously, as well, we don't know his physical condition because he did have some symptoms, allegedly. So, he's one of those people you might have to recover a little bit. He also might be fine already. We don't know once again. And also, we don't really know what's going on with Nathan Ake. Now, Guardiola said he's not ready, but we've got no idea why. It's shit, isn't it? We'd love to know what's wrong with Nathan Ake, but unfortunately, a man that was never injured has found that Manchester City injury bug. But it's a shame because he's such a good footballer. Thankfully, right now, touch wood, we're kind of okay in terms of defensive reinforcements. But I hate the idea of Ake, us coming to need him and he not being there. It's a big shame because I was really excited about him getting some game time. But it's a shame. In terms of the lineup, well, Guardiola did actually hint, by the way, there won't be much rotation with key players, such as Gundogan. Apparently, such as Gundogan was pulled out specifically. But either way, that's good to hear, man. I want a strong team. I want Manchester City to go for it. And I've got a feeling we'll be taking this one very, very, very seriously because, of course, this is a team that Guardiola, even on the bottom, Guardiola does fear them. So in terms of the team, it's going to be Ederson in goal. Of course, there's no question marks about that. The fullbacks one is an issue here. Does he play Kyle Walker against his former club, a guy who scored the win in the last game against this team, or does he stick to a system that's really, really working? Zinchenko was a great friend on Twitter the other day about Zinchenko's involvement and how it really helps us maintain possession. He's really involved in the build-up of so many chances and goals, Zinchenko, because he's a more of a measured fullback, while Cancelo's bombing forward and being very useful and getting involved. Zinchenko's sitting a little bit deeper, helping that midfield area, helping the defence out a little bit. So there's a balance there, basically. It could be that Kyle Walker offers that balance on the right instead, and Cancelo plays at left back and getting forward. But I personally reckon, unfortunately for Kyle Walker, he'll be on the bench once again with Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, and Zinchenko as the back four. I reckon he's going to go for that because it ain't broke, don't fix it. Likewise, I reckon he'll probably go for the same midfield once again. I think it'll be, I don't see any reason to change it. I think we'll see Bernardo alongside Gundogan with Rodri behind him. I'd love to see maybe Fernie get a game, but Rodri was good the other day, so I don't see any reason why to change it. And likewise, can anyone see a good reason why we changed that forward line? I mean, I think Sterling was excellent, but the performance overall was excellent from the team, and he was a big part of that shape. We could see Gabriel Jesus come back in, but I do think it'll be Foden on the left. I think Mahrez will be on the right with Sterling roughly through the middle, and all of them will kind of rotate around. It'll be a little bit of fluidity in general. I kind of like the idea of that. I mean, I'm a firm believer if something works really well, do not change it for the sake of changing it. So we could see that. We could also see Gabriel Jesus play. Maybe we'll see Fernandinho get a game, or maybe Kyle Walker. But otherwise, I think I would not be surprised if we see an unchanged 11, which for Guardiola is a miracle. In terms of the opposition view, well, obviously we played him once this season. Kyle Walker scored the winner at Bramall Lane back in, was it November or something like that? So we obviously know we can beat them, and we have beaten before, but it's always been a difficult game against Sheffield United. Sheffield United apparently are yet to keep a clean sheet away from home, which is very interesting. They obviously had a massive result the other night, doing us a huge favour and beating Manchester United, with one of our own as well, Kean Bryan, actually scoring a goal. Big up Kean Bryan, a former Manchester City player, former youth team player. The only problem is he came off after 53 minutes, which is a bit of a shame for him. I'm really hoping he gets to play in this game, just for him, just because obviously he's a former City player. But maybe he would have had a game of his lifetime if he played in this game. So at the same time, maybe not. But either way, I hope he's not too seriously injured. It's a big game for Sheffield United. Obviously, in general, the big win of them doesn't really change the fact that they're still bottom of the table, 10 points adrift of safety. But their results have been relatively decent. They beat United 2-1. They beat Plymouth Argyle in the cup. Obviously, Plymouth for Plymouth. But still, they beat Plymouth Argyle. They did lose 3-1 to Tottenham at home. But they beat Newcastle before that. So they won 3 games technically out of the last 4. So they even beat Bristol Rovers before that as well. So actually, in all competitions, they've actually won 4 out of the last 5. Like Bristol away, Sheffield United at home, lost to Spurs, then beat Plymouth and United. So, yeah, most of these teams are pretty enough. And when you go into the Premier League, it's a different picture entirely. Obviously, they've won 2 out of the last 3 games, but then before that, they lost to Palace, they lost to Burnley, they lost to Everton, they drew with Brighton, they lost to United again, lost to Southampton. So their form in general is pretty poor, and they are down below. But this is a Chris Wilder side that will work, and he's still got players like Ampadu and Baldock and Fleck and Lundstrom and McGoldrich and Burke and whatever, who will work really, really hard for them. And they know the system inside out, and they'll be motivated at the moment because their form for them, comparatively speaking, isn't too bad at the moment. So they'll be massively, massively up for this game. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a war of attrition, but we know that we can beat teams like that. Aston Villa was a war, but we came out of that on top, and we've had a few games recently where we have to be really, really patient. And I'm suspecting a game tomorrow where City have to really, really dig in. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 0-0 at half-time and we get a goal in the 70th minute or something like that. I hope it doesn't happen because the nerves will be jangly and jangly and jangly. But I reckon jangly, what am I on about? But I reckon that could be a situation that we're going to have to deal with. What I will say though is that this could be our 6th win in a row, something like that at home with our 6th clean sheet if we get lucky. So I'm going to say Manchester City victory, of course. But I don't think it'll be easy, and I would not be surprised either if Sheffield United gave us a bit of a scare here. Guardiola feels that way, so I think the players will be very, very, very focused. Despite them being well at the table, I think they've got room for encouragement at the moment. So I'm going to say, though, 2-0 Manchester City, but a tough game, a battling game, a goal at some point, then a late goal to finish off the game as they're pushing forward. Hopefully I'm right. Guys, let me know down in the comments your predictions and all that kind of stuff. How you feeling about this game? Let me know. And also don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And there'll be another transfer target video later on. Don't forget as well, thank you to all the patrons scrolling down the side of the screen. You're all absolute heroes. I will be back tomorrow as well with another watch along, of course. Looking forward to that. I'll see you all tomorrow. And also be a video in about 3 hours as well for the transfer target. In a bit.